Hello, my name is Keith Haswell and I'm a professional astrologer with 30,000 clients worldwide and more, and 40 years experience in the business. It's my pleasure to welcome you to this particular video where I'm going to be looking at your talents. Your talents, everybody has got talents. Everybody has got talents, but the problem is that those talents are not able to be understood and to be investigated and to be expressed because of problems that we have inside of ourselves. To those of you who are my regular followers on YouTube, I apologise for the length of time since I put out the last personal growth video. I was tied up with doing the 12 videos for 2015 for each of the signs, and I managed to get them all done, and I'm ready now to put out some more personal growth videos, which are the ones that I know that you're really interested in. So just sit back and relax and enjoy the journey here together. Let's have some fun and grow and reach and stretch a little bit together, eh? Now, talents don't just relate to the spiritual side of life. There's talents in the scientific field, the talent of pioneer, the talent of inventor, the talent of a musician, the talent of an entertainer, the talent of a comedian, the talent of a sports person. So there's many different talents. There's talents in business, and there's talents in entertainment and amusement and science and religion and economics and so forth. So there's a variety of talents, and the one that I'm going to be concentrating on are the ones that are applicable to you. Because you're watching this video, it means that you are on the second ray of love wisdom, and that's the ray that I'm on. That's the teaching ray. And that's the ray of love, wisdom, spirituality, expansion of consciousness, and developing understanding about the nature of reality and your place in that reality. So this is the one that I'm going to be concentrating on, and it is a very deep subject, this one. So if you haven't watched my earlier videos, especially the ones that I've put out in the last 6 months or so, the last 10 say for example, if you haven't watched them, it's suggested that you do watch those ones first before you watch this one, because this one is quite esoteric, okay? So just enjoy the journey here with me. There's 4 places to look for your talents. 1 is the pools of conscious power. The second is the field of your spiritual ancestry. That's the ray that you're on. The third is the shamanistic route. And the fourth are the peaks and valleys of life as you have expressed it. The peaks and the valleys and the folds and the fabric of life as you have expressed it, and therein lies your talents. Well, you ask yourself the question, well, if it's in the conscious pool, then why isn't it a strength? Why isn't it a power? What makes a talent different from a strength or a power? So what I'm going to do for you here is to look at the difference between a strength and a power and a talent, and also what prevents you and blocks that access to your particular talent. Power and strength push you from behind, whereas talent, there are 4 qualities that distinguish a talent. The first is that a talent will draw you and pull you. It does not push you, it does not drive you. Strength drives you, power drives you. It pushes you forward. Talent pulls you. It pulls you forward. It draws you forward. It doesn't drive you, it draws you. Talent doesn't propel you, it compels you. Now, as I say, this video is very esoteric and will be difficult to relate to for the average person, but I know I've got a lot of students out there who are on the crest of the wave of evolution and have seen my other earlier videos and listened to my CDs and are ready for this type of esoteric material. In a word, talent seduces you. When you know your talent, it has that quality. It doesn't push you forward, it doesn't drive you, it draws you forward. It attracts you, it seduces you, and people become seduced by their talents. Another quality of a talent is that it certainly will draw you forward, but it also draws you deeper into yourself. It may explode in terms of moving you forward, compelling you, drawing you, seducing you, but it will always also take you deeper into yourself. It implodes instead of explodes. So a talent not only draws you forward, but it takes you deeper into yourself. As it implodes, it makes you become aware of your depth. That's the nature of a talent. That's why so many who are exploring and developing their talent feel as if they're going off the deep end. Because as they're a musician or as they're an entertainer, they go deeper and deeper and deeper, or as an inventor, they go deeper and deeper into themselves and feel as if they're going off the deep end. They've been seduced, they've been drawn in, and it's something that is overpowering that they feel as if they can't control. It's something they feel that is happening to them, and they are going deeper into themselves. Deeper, it seems, into the unconscious, into the cracks and crevices of their inner being. Yes, it moves you forward, but it also implodes, taking you deeper into yourself, into the unconscious, into the dark night of the soul. The third quality of a talent is that it stretches you. So it not only attracts you and seduces you and takes you deeper, but it also stretches you to become more of who you really are. It forces you to stretch to become more of your truer self. So talent pulls you, it takes you deeper, and it stretches you to see yourself and to become more of who you really are. And the fourth quality of a talent that is different from a power or a strength is that talent is a gift. Therefore, you cannot earn it. You cannot do good works or hard works to earn it. It's a gift. So you can't decide, I want that to be my talent, and choose it. You can choose a power, you can choose a strength, but talent is given. You can't do it into being. You can't create it or choose it. In a sense, it is talent that has chosen you, depending upon your ray combinations with your planetary configurations in your horoscope for this particular lifetime. You can only receive, receive, receive. So a talent seduces you, it pulls you deeper into yourself, it stretches you to become more of who you really are, and it's a gift. So the question about your talents is, where do you look and what are you looking for? So that's the first reason why it's difficult to discover your talents, is that you don't know where to look and you don't know what you're looking for. The second reason why it's difficult to discover your talent is because to discover your talents you need to change. You feel, though, that you are not capable of changing. You feel that you are not worthy of changing. And you don't know how to change. Many of you would love to change, but you have been rendered unable. You've been so hurt. You've been so misled. You've fallen down and you've been hurt. You've been so wounded in life. And now you feel as if literally you cannot change. So it's not just about learning and wanting to change better next time. It's about aligning yourself with the healing so that you now become capable of making changes. It's not because you are bad or wrong or terrible, a terrible person. It's because something has happened to you that has rendered you incapable of discovering and utilizing your talent. Your talent is given. It's a gift. It's inherent within you. It's a gift from God, Goddess, all that is. But something has happened to you in your childhood that has rendered you incapable of discovering and unfolding your talent. Because something has rendered you in your childhood incapable of expressing and discovering your talent, it can be summed up in a word: chemistry. Now, I've talked of negative beliefs, I've talked of payoffs, I've talked many times of blockages, I've talked of contracts and scripts that you hold there deeply within yourself. But the chemistry within yourself, in your DNA, in your inner being, something has happened in your childhood that has interfered with the chemistry within your body. Your brain is a hologram. It's a hologram of a physical body and of a brain. This brain of yours, with its 5 senses, is electrochemical and electromagnetic in its function. In order to see light, for example, light reflected from an object, the light enters the eye, traverses through electrically to the back of the eye, where it enters into the cones and the rods there in the back of the eye, where it is inverted, but not only inverted, but transformed into electrical energy, into electricity. It is electricity that travels from the optic nerve to the temporal lobe to the limbic brain into the occipital lobe of the brain, where this electrical energy is turned into sight. You hear a percussion, a sound. It goes into the eardrum through the various canals in the ear into the brain. There it is converted into electricity. looking at the sense of touch. When you touch something, it is electrical energy that travels through the nerves into the brain as electrochemical energy, travelling along the axons of the brain to the nervous system, sending an electrical charge that returns as and is expressed and sensed as a feeling, a sense in the form of electricity that is formed chemically. The axons, the synapses, the neural transmitters, the neural receivers, it's all a chemical reaction. That chemistry can go askew. And when that chemistry goes askew, you cannot see everything that's there, or you misinterpret what you see. You misinterpret, or you do not hear everything that's there to be heard. You do not touch and feel the touch in a proper way. You don't interpret it at all in a true fashion when the chemistry goes askew within your brain. Smell is the only sense that goes directly to the brain, but the other senses and the brain activity is all electrochemical, electromagnetic. If that chemistry goes askew, if the wrong chemical signals are released, it impacts upon the wrong part of the endocrine system. And what you think happens doesn't happen. What I meant to say, what I meant to do, what I thought I heard, what I thought I saw, didn't happen that way because of an electrical and chemical imbalance there within the body and within the brain. And some of you have made decisions and choices prior to coming into this particular incarnation that you were going to handle all of your faults, all of your weaknesses, all in this one lifetime. Like you have made those sort of choices already in this lifetime. It's important to understand that karma is not assigned, karma is chosen. You choose your karma prior to coming into this incarnation, and sometimes those choices are a little bit overambitious. Others of you once in this lifetime, because of incredible humiliations and abuse, physical abuse, sexual abuse, have experienced as a result of that abuse a chemical and electromagnetic imbalance within the brain and within the body. Something happened within your childhood perhaps that was so hurtful, so humiliating that you are tempted to say, I give up. And many people do. I give up. I'm a loser, they say. You may have been 5 years old or 10 years old and something happened within your family. Something happened within your world that was so humiliating. Some children, when they experience this, they die. They're so impacted that they die. Others throw in the towel and say, I quit. I'm never going to be a winner again. I'm never going to succeed. I'm going to be a loser all my life. And some people make that choice. Some people make that decision and nothing works for them in life. Relationships, work, health, finances, they're a loser. By choice. It's a decision that's been made, a current life choice, to throw in the towel, and that alters the chemistry. the electromagnetic energy there within the brain and within the immune system and the endocrine system, the digestive system, the eliminative system. It alters the neural structures of the brain, the axons, alters the very neural peptides that are released, endorphins, tryptophan, and various other chemical releases there within the brain. A second configuration that is more likely to be applicable in the lives of those who watch my videos, we might call a general category of malfunction that is caused by the level of shame that you experienced in your early childhood or your adolescence. But mainly I'm talking about the shame that occurs within infancy and early childhood. A pain, not just a hurt, but a pain that was so intense where something died inside of you. A type of fear that was so immeasurably intense that what it produced inside of you in your infancy or your childhood was an overdose, an abandonment, an abuse, a sexual abuse, or a wrong of such a nature that what happened is that you released endorphins into the brain, which are beautiful and wonderful energy. They make you happy. They make you feel good. They are much stronger than morphine. If someone is in extreme pain, you give them a dose of morphine, the pain is gone. If you give them too much morphine, it can kill them. Endorphins, similarly, when released in an appropriate amount, are beautiful and relaxing. They make you feel good. They make you feel happy. But when you release too much through the trauma in childhood, it can overload the brain. And it creates an overdose that doesn't kill you, but it alters the chemistry within the brain. And just as the wires within an electrical mechanism will fry if it's overloaded with too much electricity, so too the wiring there within the brain and within the endocrine system and the immune system fries and causes a short circuit. Those of you who in infancy or early childhood experienced a tremendous shame, that impact, an abuse, an abandonment, or an horrific fear may well have overdosed, and your brain may have been flooded with endorphins, flooded with tryptophan, and caused short-circuiting, caused your wires to get crossed. The reaction is, and the result is, that I want to be happy, but I get more and more depressed, more and more miserable all the time. So for some, the there within the childhood and the infancy caused a malfunction so that your brain does not function normally, and therefore you cannot find your talent. You have an incapacity to find your talent, to utilize it, to turn potentials into achievement and potentials into success. It doesn't happen because you're bad and wrong, not because you're evil, but because your wiring is wrong. Your chemistry doesn't work correctly. This also happens when a child is born premature. It would be great if we could stay in the womb for another 9 months, but that's not possible. And children who are born premature, they have problems later on in their life, generally, with their health. Their immune system is not properly developed. We all need to be able to dream, especially in our childhood, in our infancy. The first 9 months after birth, the child is supposed to be able to sleep more and more and more. And it's in that dreaming that the immune system is developed, the endocrine system is developed, the digestive system is developed, and the whole immune system is topped up. But when that child is not allowed to dream because of domestic circumstances or being woken up all the time by family activity, or they're born premature, then they are not able to develop their immune system as functional as a normal child. Many times the mother is drinking during pregnancy or taking drugs during pregnancy, and that child is born as an addict. And in their later years, one drink or one smoke or one hit, bingo, they're addicted. It altered your chemistry and you weren't allowed to dream properly, and that dreaming is vital for the development of the immune system, the endocrine system, the brain, and the whole of the chemical electromagnetic energy of the brain and the body. So a crisis of fear, a crisis of shame, a crisis of pain, all of these can cause panic and panic attacks. Anxiety is an electrical malfunction that becomes chemical, that becomes physical, but expresses itself through your emotions in your adult life. And that is when you are in crisis. A crisis is when the changes that are coming too rapidly to assimilate and to integrate. When the demands upon your psyche are so strong that you can't cope. Now, you may not necessarily have had that level of shame. You may not necessarily have had those impacts upon your consciousness. But this just gives you an idea of the fact that we are electrical, magnetic, and electrical impulses there within our being. Chemical activities there within our being. And the impacts upon us in our childhood have a detrimental effect upon our capacity to recognize and to find and unfold our talents. Gifts from God, Goddess, all it is. Gifts that are there for you to be able to find, to be able to develop. So I encourage you to dig deep inside of yourself, to find that power, strength and talent there within yourself. You are a beautiful individual. The fact that you are watching this video means that you are on the crest of the wave of evolution. The way to overcome all of these hurdles, all of these blockages, all of these limitations that we all have within ourselves, that we've set ourselves up to be able to have these hurdles to jump, so that we can have compassion with our fellow man, that we can have understanding of what they're going through. We bring on all of these sort of crises into our life. And the way to rise above them is intake of knowledge. Get stuck into my CDs. They are designed to expand your understanding, to help you to understand who you really are. You are a beautiful person. You have eternal life. You can never ever die. And through going through my intensives, you will have a tremendous understanding about the nature of reality and your place in that reality that will change the electromagnetic energy there within your brain and within your endocrine system, your immune system, your digestive system, and the eliminative system, everything will work more potently and powerfully. So it's nice to have this opportunity to be able to talk with you. You've got the 12 CDs now available by going to my website and submitting your birth details. You get 12 CDs out of my first book, What Really Matters, that helps you to understand a bit about astrology, meditation and reincarnation. And then by having horoscope number 3 done, it entitles you to go on into my intensives 2 and 3 out of my more potent book and more powerful book and deeper book, Coming Home, An Eternal Journey, where you will move into spiritual university. So it's a wonderful, wonderful world that we're living in. God and Goddess love you and they know your name. They want you to become all that you can be and more, and to unfold those talents there that are gifts within you. They're a gift from God and Goddess. So I thank you for your attentiveness here. The website address is always there within the description of my videos. Come to my website, submit your birth details, and let's start working together as a team to help you to become all that you can be and more. Thank you.